Hello everyone, it's Dale here. Last week I had a webinar on VWAP trading, and today I'd like to show you a couple of examples how those setups that I showed you at the webinar work at current markets. If you haven't seen the webinar, then I recommend starting with that. Otherwise you may have problems understanding what I'm going to show you in this video. So if you haven't seen the webinar, then go to my website, which is traderdale.com. And if you go to the videos section here, then this is the webinar. So you can watch the webinar here and learn the setups that I'm going to be talking about today. All right, so let's check out the charts. The first chart is the euro-dollar 30-minute time frame, my favorite time frame. And if you look at the chart, the most prominent place here, the most important swing point is this one, right? So as I was showing you in the webinar, if you anchor the VWAP to that candle that created the high of that swing point, that's this candle, that bullish candle here, then it will show you the position of the average trader since this important swing point. Right, so that blue line, that's the anchored VWAP here. By the way, you can move it like this around the chart. It's very easy to use, but currently I've anchored it here at the top of this swing point. And as I was showing you in the webinar, I like to trade combos of multiple trading setups, not just pullbacks to VWAP, but multiple trading setups. In here, there was a nice trading combo from this place, short from here. And the reason is that the price made a pullback to that anchored VWAP, to that blue line, but not only that, it also made pullback to that gray line, which is first deviation of weekly VWAP. So it is a combo of two VWAP setups, and as you can see, those two lines met at this place, creating nice combo because those two lines were telling us to go short from here. So that's the sort of combo I was talking about in the webinar. When you see this, there's a very good chance that the market will react to it like it did here a couple of days back on the euro. All right. Now another swing point, another strong swing point was this one. So if you anchor the view up there, you can see that the price is also very nicely reacting to it. This reaction actually missed the VWAP by a couple of pips. But still, as you can see, the VWAP line serves as a strong support here. Now let's go over to the next example. It will be on the Australian dollar, US dollar. In here, we also have a very strong swing high, this one. So let's anchor the VWAP there. And let's take a look at this place where the price makes a pullback to that anchored VWAP. As you can see, very similarly as on the euro, we also have the first deviation of weekly VWAP here. That's the gray line, and it meets with the anchored VWAP here. And that's a combo you want to trade because two independent VWAP setups are pointing to this level, right? So short from there. The price overshot the level by around 8 pips, but that's nothing too drastic, and the reaction then was a very nice one. Now another reaction to that anchored VWAP occurred in here, this one, and there was also a nice combo here. If you look at this downtrend zone, then there's one heavy volume zone that's exactly at the place where the price hit that VWAP. I mean the beginning of that heavy volume zone. This is the beginning. I like to trade from the beginning of heavy volume zones. It's not the heaviest volume zone within the downtrend, but it's definitely a strong heavy volume zone here. Right? And it meets with the VWAP, which adds strength to it. Another thing that adds strength to this level is this yellow dotted line. I hope you guys can see it. This yellow line here, this one, This is the VWAP from a previous week. It is a weekly VWAP. This is Friday, so it ended the calculation on Friday. A new VWAP started to calculate from Monday from here. But this yellow dotted line here shows where the previous week's VWAP ended its calculation. And as you can see, it also points to this level. So that also adds strength to that level, creating a nice trading combo here. What happened next is the price went past the VWAP, but in here there wasn't really any strong confluence anymore, any strong combo anymore. There was only the anchored VWAP, which already was tested in here and in here. So not a good place to take a short. Now let's take a look at the next example. The next one will be on the US dollar Japanese yen. In here I'll also anchor the VWAP to this very strong rejection of low prices. And again, if you look at the chart, this is the most prominent place in this immediate area, right? Every trader trading the US dollar Japanese yen knows about this because this is simply the strongest swing point of this whole area, right? So all eyes are on this one. And if you anchor the VWAP there to the candle that created the low, and you anchor it here, and as you can see, the price is very beautifully reacting to it. All those reactions to that anchored VWAP. All right. Now one last example on the 30-minute chart. This one will be on the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. In here we have another of the setups that I showed you. If you look in here, there was a rotation followed by a strong trend. And if you look into that rotation with the volume profile, it will confirm that heavy volumes were traded within that rotation. By the way, the weekly volume profile also shows that, the gray profile here, but I just wanted to show you on the flexible profile as well, because with the flexible I can select only that rotation I'm interested in. All right, so anyways, we have a rotation where heavy volumes were accumulated, followed by a trend. So we anchor the VWAP to this candle, which marks the end of that rotation and start of the trend in here. And as you can see, the price makes a very nice pullback to it. And boom, a nice reaction. And again, we have a combo of two VWAP setups. The first one is that anchored VWAP here, that blue line. The second one is first deviation of weekly VWAP. That's the gray line. When the price is moving above it, like in here, then you want to trade pullbacks to that first deviation. It's called the trend setup. You can learn that in the VWAP course that I just published on my website. This is called the VWAP trend setup, and it nicely aligns with the anchored VWAP here. So again, we have a two setup combo where two independent VWAP setups are pointing to this level to go long from. Now, for those of you who prefer swing trading or long-term position trading, let me show you two examples on a daily chart. So this is the Australian dollar, US dollar daily chart. And if you look at this immediate area, then you can see that there was very strong swing low in here. By the way, this swing low is also very strong because heavy volumes were traded here within that swing low in here. So we have a strong low, and if I anchor the VWAP there, then you can see that there were two pullbacks to that anchored VWAP. This pullback long from there, this pullback long from there. Now both those pullbacks also have a nice confluences. The first pullback has confluence with the yearly first deviation, that's the gray line. It is a deviation of the yearly VWAP. So we have a combo of anchored VWAP here, anchored to this swing point and that first deviation here. And the second pullback, this one, there was a confluence of the yearly VWAP. That's this yellow line, not exactly at the anchored VWAP, but in this close area, so it counts as a combo, at least for me. And as you can see, the price also reacted to those VWAPs, the anchored VWAP and yearly VWAP very nicely here. All right, so that's on the Australian dollar, US dollar. And let me now show you the last example. That will be the US dollar, Canadian dollar. So this is the daily chart of US dollar, Canadian dollar. The example here is pretty straightforward. If you look at the chart, what stands out is this swing point, right? Everyone can see that. And if you anchor the VWAP to the candle that formed the low, that's this candle, then as you can see, it represents a very strong support and the price likes to react to it. All those reactions, right? As you can see, it holds very nicely. Buyers are currently in control on the US dollar, Canadian dollar. You can tell because the price is moving above that anchored VWAP. All right, so those were the examples on the current markets. If you find this interesting and if you would like to learn more about VWAP trading, then head over to my website. As I was saying, it's trader-dale.com. And if you click trading course and tools, then it will take you to this page. Currently, I'm running a launch sale on the VWAP pack, which I released along with the webinar last week. This is the VWAP pack. It includes a VWAP video course, custom-made VWAP indicators for various trading platforms, and custom-made volume profile indicators. Currently, I'm running a launch sale until this Friday, so 2 more days. You can get it for a massively discounted price in here. And by the way, if you guys are interested in getting all the 3 packs that I have in one discounted bundle, so that's volume profile pack, order flow pack, and VWAP pack, you just scroll down the page a little bit, and in here until this Friday, you can get those 3 together for $7.97. All right, so that's about that. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it and found it useful, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time in some next video or in our members area. And until then, happy trading.